Hi and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. This video is going to be different than most of my others, and it is going to be a video that is filmed over the course of a prolonged period of time likely. And I don't talk about my health often here on my channel. I do typically sit down and talk to you guys when it's something major, like when I had my gallbladder out and my appendix out and stuff like that. If you guys have not seen those videos, I will have them down below for you guys. But as I've been going through this journey, which I will talk more about, I've noticed that there are and aren't a lot of people going through the same thing as me. I have found a few helpful videos here on YouTube, but not a lot, so I figured that maybe a video from me could help someone else. And I'm basically going to be talking all about GI and stomach related issues. I'm warning you guys now, this is probably going to be a video with a lot of TMI, and if you are someone who doesn't want to hear about that, go find another video of mine. I am a-okay with it. But if you guys would like to hear more about my journey and what I'm going through currently, definitely stick around. So here we go. For pretty much as long as I can remember, I've always had stomach issues. Growing up, I always had stomach aches and stuff like that. And I basically just learned to live with it and brought it up a few times, but it was never really at that point where anything drastic needed to happen or anything like that. And then once I was in college, one day in particular, my stomach issues got really bad. I literally got to class, put my stuff down, I ate my breakfast, and then my stomach started hurting a ton. I figured it was just my breakfast. Once class started, I felt even worse, and that was over the span of like 10 minutes. So I left and I actually went to the head of disability, and it was determined that I needed to be picked up from school ASAP. And I literally stood in her office pacing back and forth in severe pain. And as I'm pacing back and forth, she asked me to do a jumping jack. And I was like, this is not the time for me to be working out. Why do I need to show you me doing a jumping jack? Then she proceeded to say, if there is significant more pain when you're doing this jumping jack, it's your appendix. You have an appendicitis. I did the jumping jacks. The pain got worse, but I just was like, it's probably not my appendix. It's probably just a stomach ache. So my mom came and she picked me up from school and drove me all the way home. And I basically sat at home pacing. Keep in mind, this was all on a Monday. As the day went on, the pain got a little bit less. And I honestly think it's just because I started to get used to the pain. And Tuesday in the middle of the night, it got so bad. And then around like 6:30, I woke my mom up and said, we gotta go to the ER because this is not a stomach bug. So I get to the ER around 7 a.m. I thankfully didn't have to wait very long, and then I went in for a CT with contrast. An hour after it, they came in and said, well, it's your appendix and it needs to come out today. Keep in mind, this was the day before Thanksgiving in November of 2016. I ended up getting my appendix out. I left the hospital that same day. They were gonna keep me and I was like, nope, I am out. I cannot stand staying overnight in the hospital. So I was told, if you can walk out of here, you can go home. So that's what I did. I walked out of there. My Thanksgiving was rough. I have an entire vlog all about this experience. I will leave it down below. You should definitely check it out. And after that, I did have my normal stomach issues, and then came April of 2019. I was sitting in my clinical class for my medical assisting program, and all of a sudden I felt like I was going to pass out. I am one of those people who I get the aura and I feel it and I know it's coming, and I ended up having to go lay down on my professor's floor. I ended up going to the hospital, and then I had a CT with contrast as well as an ultrasound. Nothing came up on the ultrasound. They were looking for gallstones, kidney stones, stuff like that. So they decided to do a CT with contrast, and that didn't show anything either. However, I knew it was my gallbladder because of the pain. It was all on my upper right side, like right under my rib cage, but I didn't have gallstones or anything. Fast forward to, I believe it was in October of 2019. I couldn't stand it anymore. I kept having that pain, and my PCP sent me to nuclear medicine where I had something called a HIDA scan. It was a 3-hour test that I had to lay there for. The table you lay on is so uncomfortable. There was no TV or anything. My results came back from that, and the doctor who reviewed my HIDA scan said it was absolutely fine. So once my HIDA scan results were released, I actually looked at them myself and noticed that my EFR, which is your ejection fraction rate, was 89%. A normal person's EFR for their gallbladder is like 30 to 35%. So I went back to my PCP and told him I need to be just sent to a general surgeon because I need more opinions. So November 15th, 2019, it was a Friday. I went to the general surgeon. I walked in. He looked at me, asked me what I thought it was, and I told him I think I have biliary dyskinesia, which is basically just when your gallbladder does not work the way it should, and he said bingo. I have never felt validated so much in my entire life when the surgeon said, yep, you are correct. And he looked through my HIDA scan, everything like that, and said, your gallbladder's coming out Monday. So that's what I did. And again, I believe I do have a video all about my gallbladder that I will leave down below. And keep in mind that Monday was the Monday before Thanksgiving. So the day my surgery was Monday the 18th, Thursday the 21st was Thanksgiving. So yet another Thanksgiving ruined from needing an organ removed. Something you may not know is that when you get your gallbladder out, your body changes drastically. Basically, when you don't have a gallbladder and you eat certain things, you usually have to go to the bathroom immediately after, not to pee. And like, it just hits you. But I was reassured that over time, it would go away and my body would just adjust. Here we are, 2 years later, I am still having so many issues. I have issues when I eat, I have issues with certain things that I eat. I am at that point where I get so anxious when leaving the house, I literally carry around a diaper bag. I'm sure you guys have seen my allergy bag. What I don't show you in that allergy bag, I don't think, is the extra clothes that I have to bring around with me. Everywhere. Literally every person I've talked to has just said, your body just needs to adjust. Backing up a little bit, in January of 2021, I took the I'm Aware at-home celiac test. It is not a test that diagnoses you, it just basically evaluates your chances of having it. My results came back, and I believe my celiac results was like 1%. There was a 1% chance of having it. So we knew it wasn't that. And then in June, I ended up getting a really bad tooth infection from a tooth that I cracked, and I was put on a medication called clindamycin. And as a result of taking clindamycin, you can get something called CDIFF. Spoiler alert, I did end up with CDIFF. Now, I usually have only heard of like geriatric patients or older patients having CDIFF. It is very common to get in hospitals, and it's one of those ones that is a droplet precaution and you have to suit up for. It is super duper contagious when you first have it and stuff like that. And basically it is something you get from taking an antibiotic that makes you have the world's most severe diarrhea ever. I know, TMI, but I'm trying to be honest with you guys. So I started taking the clindamycin, and then literally like a week to 10 days after I finished clindamycin, I went to the doctor and told him how anytime I sat on the toilet, it was just basically liquid coming out. So I had to do a stool sample testing. That is not fun, let me tell you. And like, as a medical assistant, I educate patients all the time on doing it and stuff like that. Never in my mind did I think I would be the one doing it, but there I was. And I brought my specimen results back to the lab, and within 6 hours I got a message on my phone for the portal that said, you have a new test result. I opened that test result thinking I was gonna see the word negative and be fine. Nope, it said positive. I had C. diff, so I had to start another round of medications. This time it was vancomycin, which is used for C. diff, and after the first round of antibiotics, I finally started to feel better, and then one day it hit again. I didn't feel well. I had the same symptoms. So I started round 2. And after round 2, I still couldn't take it. I was still very sick. So I had the doctor do a referral to GI. This was at the end of August. I live in an area where there is a GI clinic. I got a letter in the mail saying that my referral had been received and to call and schedule my appointment. So I called these people and said, hey, I need to schedule my new patient appointment. And the lady proceeded to tell me that the soonest appointment they had for me as a chronic C. diff patient was January 26th of 2022. Something to keep in mind is any patient with C. diff gets priority over other patients because it is contagious and it needs to be treated properly. And I knew I personally could not wait until January. There was no way, any shape or form, that I would be able to wait that long. So I went online, did some research, and found another GI clinic that is like an hour and a half away, and I called them and was just like, hey, if I have my doctor send you a referral, when is the soonest that I can be seen? And the lady on the other end of the phone was an angel and said, I can fit you in to see a nurse practitioner within 2 to 3 weeks and get you in to see an actual doctor within 3 to 6 weeks. So I was like, great, I'm gonna have my PCP send over a referral. So contacted my PCP. They said they sent my referral, and so I called again and said, hey, I'm just confirming that you received my referral. And the same lady answered, and she was like, no, I have not received it, but the second I receive it, I will call you because I know you need this appointment. Another week goes by, nothing. And so after nagging my doctor's office for like a week straight, it finally got sent over, and I got a confirmation that it was sent over. So before the lady could even call me, I called her, and this was at the end of October, and the lady said, said, if you are okay with seeing a nurse practitioner, I can fit you in next Monday, November the 1st. So I took it. I finally have an appointment for November 1st and I am so excited. I've never been this excited to go to the doctor in my life. It's taken over a month in order for me to get in somewhere and have the referral sent and actually get an appointment, and it's literally such a sigh of relief that I actually have an appointment now. I was gonna have to drive an hour and a half, but it was gonna be worth that hour and a half. So that's what I did. On November 1st, I had my first appointment. I saw a nurse practitioner. She is the nicest nurse practitioner I have ever met. It was the first appointment where I feel like someone actually listened to what I had to say and like validated that I do have these issues and that it's not something my body is just gonna get used to. So I sat at that appointment, talked with her for like an hour, and we set up a plan. We determined we were gonna do specimen testing and blood work, and leaning more towards the inflammatory route. So my blood work came back, and in that blood work panel she did do the celiac markers, and again it came back as not having it, which I already knew. And then for my other specimen samples, my CDIFF1 came back negative and my calprotectin came back normal, which was kind of a letdown because I figured it would be elevated, and calprotectin just basically checks your inflammation levels. So today is Tuesday, November 16th, and I have my follow-up appointment, and I am so excited because normally I can't eat before these appointments because of my stomach, and I have to travel an hour and a half to get to the doctor's office. But today I am having a waffle, and that is because yesterday they called and said, hey, we know how far you have to travel. Would you like to do it over Zoom instead? So I am doing a Zoom appointment, which means I can eat, and I will keep you guys updated on what happens during the appointment. So I just had my appointment. I think it went really well, and I brought up like a newish symptom. I've had GERD and reflux for probably 4 or 5 years now, and I've been on medication for it, and I mentioned to her how I have a lot more regurgitation lately, so they want to do an endoscopy and just check all my upper stuff, and I am going on a new GERD medication because she said that my body could just be tired of the old one, and I am going on a new GERD medication because she said that my body could just be tired of the old one. I do not have to get a colonoscopy. She did say that if things aren't better in the next like 3 to 6 months, she definitely wants to do one, which I'm fine with. So we will see. It is now November 18th. Fun fact, 2 years ago today, I had my gallbladder out, and I just got a call from the scheduler over at the hospital that I'm being seen at, and I finally got to schedule my endoscopy. I am having an upper endoscopy, and I will be having it December 21st, which is the day after my birthday. I will be going under full anesthesia, which should make for some great clips afterwards. I think this will be like my 8th or 9th time going under, and I am a comedian when I am coming off anesthesia. So if you guys can't tell, I have no voice right now because I'm sick, and my procedure is in a few days, so I did have to go ahead and cancel it, and I am waiting for a call back on when it is being rescheduled to. So it is a few days later now. I'm still on the mend from being sick. I was swabbed for COVID. It came back negative. I did just get off the phone with the person in charge of scheduling appointments, and I now have a new procedure date of January 4th, 2022. The procedure is scheduled to be done at 8:30, and they make you arrive an hour and 45 minutes ahead of time, which means I have to check into the hospital at 6:45, and it's an hour and a half away from me, which means I'm gonna have to leave my house at like 5 in the morning, which is gonna be a pain in the butt, but hopefully it will be worth it. Moving on, I did want to go ahead and show you guys the outfit that I'm wearing and the different things that I will be bringing with me. So starting off with my outfit, I was told to dress pretty comfy, so I am just gonna go ahead and wear sweatpants and a t-shirt. These sweatpants are from Walmart, and they are just the Athletic Works sweatpants. I've talked about them here on my channel. They are my absolute favorite, so I'm just gonna be wearing a pair of those, specifically the navy blue ones. And to go with that, I'm just wearing a really loose t-shirt that came from TJ Maxx, and it is like a acid wash tie-dye-ish navy blue and gray pattern. And I also have a mask. This is just one of the Vera Bradley ones. These ones are my absolute favorite. Continuing on, I also have a few personal items. The first one is just my allergy bag. I literally bring this absolutely everywhere with me, so my mom will hold this for me and watch it while I'm actually having my endoscopy done. And I actually have a video showing you guys guys everything that is inside of it, but basically it has anything I could possibly need. I have spare clothes, wipes, my EpiPen, hand cream, hand sanitizer, and a ton of other stuff like that. And this is just one of the North Face Sprout backpacks. I will be bringing my wallet, obviously, that has my insurance card and my ID in it. And I will also be bringing the paperwork that was sent to me from the hospital that I had to fill out prior to this procedure and hand it over to them. And then I will also be bringing a few things in the car with me. In the truck, I do already have a blanket that I keep in there all winter long just to keep me warm. I also have one of these little travel pillows that I will be bringing with me because, like I said, I do live about an hour and a half away from the hospital and it's going to be super early in the morning, so I'm hoping that I can actually sleep the entire ride there. I also have an EMSIS bag. I am someone who gets super duper car sick and nauseous in general, and then adding anesthesia onto it is just going to make everything about 10 times worse. And I cannot have this beforehand, but I do want to go ahead and bring an apple juice with me for the car ride home in case I am thirsty. And I'm also going to bring a water bottle with me. This one is just a Brita one. I recently got this and I absolutely love it. And that is basically everything that I am bringing with me for this procedure. I am a little nervous, even though I have nothing to worry about and the doctors know what they're doing. I've been told that the procedure itself is only 15 to 20 minutes. Obviously, time is going to mean nothing to me once I am under anesthesia because literally you go to sleep and wake up and everything's done. I am hoping and praying that I can get some clips of me coming out of anesthesia because let me tell you, I am a comedian when I am waking up from anesthesia. I've actually thought about doing an entire compilation video of all the clips I have of me from past surgeries dating back all the way from 2011 up until now of clips of me coming out of anesthesia because of how hilarious I am. If that is something you guys would like to see, definitely let me know because I can definitely do that. But I think that is all I have to say for now. The next few clips you're going to see are probably of me traveling to the hospital, getting there. Hopefully I'll get a few clips while I'm there, as well as clips of me coming out of anesthesia, and I'm going to roll those clips now and I will see you guys later. They told me I was not gonna remember much. I remember everything, and I remember her saying, I'm gonna push the drugs now. And when I woke up, I was surrounded by penguins. I didn't get to ask them which type they were. Like, they don't bring you to recovery. They just bring you back in. So my endoscopy was yesterday. My voice is like really hoarse from it, and I have a super sore throat from it, but it went well. They took a bunch of biopsies, one of which was for celiac. As we know, I've done the at-home finger stick, which came back as a 1% chance, and they also did a blood test that came back negative, so it'll be interesting to see if it comes back positive. They also took a biopsy for H. pylori, which I'm not too familiar with, but it's basically bacteria that can be in your gut, and they took a bunch of others. We probably won't know for 10 to 14 days, they said, so I'm not sure if the results will end up being in this video or not. I may make a part 2 to this video, but he said everything looked pretty good. I didn't have a hernia or anything like that, which is good, and he said everything looked pretty good. He was surprised I haven't had a colonoscopy and definitely wants me to schedule one, so I guess that's gonna be the next steps. Can't wait. I am super happy with the care that I got, and it was well worth the drive. So that is just where I am right now. Like I keep mentioning, if you guys like this type of video and would like to see me do more of them, definitely let me know in the comments down below. If you guys would like to see all the GI medications that I love and that have helped me a ton, definitely let me know as well because I could definitely do that. While you guys are down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I upload new content regularly related to medical assisting, my life in general, and stuff like that. And would love it if you become part of our little family. Also be sure to hit the bell so that you are in fact notified every time I do upload a new video. I hope you guys like this video and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!